Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to make a Toad costume from the Mario Kart series. Mario Kart is one of my favorite Nintendo game of all time. I just love that game, and since I'm a wee kid, Toad has been one of my favorite characters to play with. So I just wanted to make a costume and a mushroom top hat because I just wanted to, and now I have one. Yeah! This project is also a no-sew project, so for all of you out there crafters who don't like the sewing machine or simply don't own one, well, this project is totally doable for you. I've made it with loads of hot glue, but it does hold this shape. Not as clean cut as I would have hoped, but as you can see, it works. And if you want to make it into a sewing project, well, just replace all the parts where I glue stuff by sewing stuff, and you're good to go. So let's get going with the tutorial. So we're going to start with Toad's vest. So I got this polo shirt from the thrift store. What you need to do is cut the front part in half, and where your neckline is with the buttons, you just need to cut around into a vest shape. Next, cut up the sleeves. Then trim the bottom if need be. Next, put on the vest to check the fit. If it's too big, it just needs a bit of readjusting. So just pinch your fabric under your armhole until you're happy, and then put a pin just as reference. So now we're going to cut away the excess fabric. Put your vest back on the table, make sure it's laying flat, and draw a line where the pin is from the armhole to the bottom of the vest. Then a centimeter away from that, just cut the excess. Then I'm going to use some hot glue to reattach the sides together. You can also sew it, or use some fabric glue, or safety pins, whatever you want to use, or even staples could work. If you're using a hot glue gun, make sure to be careful because the glue will be extremely hot. It's about 260 degrees, so just be careful with it. For the yellow trim, use a yellow t-shirt. I found mine in a thrift store as well. You're going to need to separate the front and the back to make panels. Then draw lines lengthwise every 2 inches or so and cut them up to make strips. Then glue the strips all around the perimeter of your vest. And don't forget to add some at the bottom of your vest as well. So moving on to the hat, so for that you will need a strip of cardboard. I'm using a thicker kind, and you will need, for the length of it, it needs to be longer than the circumference of your head. It's very important that it needs to be longer because otherwise it might not fit, and for how tall you need it to be will depend on the size of your head. But don't make it too small, otherwise it won't stay on your head once the hat is finished. And to make my cardboard more flexible, I'm rubbing it lengthwise against the edge of the table, and that is just breaking out the little riddles that you see in the cardboard and make it a lot more flexible. Then you will need a disc of cardboard that will match with the length of your strip of cardboard. Then glue your strip onto the disc of cardboard with some hot glue. So next you are going to need some white fabric. I'm using a white stretchy fabric, but you could also use some cotton as well, it will work. You will need to cut a disc of white fabric. Mine is with a radius of about 15 inches, but you might need to play around with yours depending on the size of your hat. To make the process a lot easier, I would advise you to take a needle and some thread and just put a running stitch all around the edge. So it's going to help with gathering the fabric, and you're going to have a lot more control over it and how gathered it can be. So once your fabric is gathered to your liking, all you need to do is take your cardboard base and put it into the hat thing, fabric thing that you have just made. Then you will glue the edges of your fabric into the inside of your base. That's why you need your base to be bigger than your head, because of the extra volume that is going to be taken by your fabric. Then glue your fabric to your cardboard base. You might need to come back a few times and add some glue just because of the sheer amount of fabric that you might have. And before you finish gluing your hat to your base, make sure that you stuff your hat, as something I nearly forgot to do, and unsticking this whole thing would be a big mess and it's not fun, so don't forget to stuff your hat. And that's how it should look like. And to finish off your hat, you will need some disc of fabric. I'm using an old t-shirt for that, and you will need 1 for the top of your hat and 4 for the sides. The size of the dot will really depend on you. To complete the costume, you will need a pair of white trousers. I found mine for £1 in the thrift store. I'm wearing a brand new vest and underneath a blue tank top. I didn't have a nude one, so blue will do, and that's just because, you know, oops. And of course the hat.
Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you found it helpful. If you did, why not leaving a thumbs up, and also if you want to share your recreation with me on social media, just put a hashtag CraftGyver so I can find it, I can like it, and I can share your pictures with the world. And if you did find it helpful, or if you just liked the video, why not giving it a thumbs up? And if you're not already and you would like to see more videos, you could also subscribe. I'm going to leave all my link in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.